Welcome to the next instalment of Travel Prep Guide, the Travelling and Day Out Prep Guide and Routines. Talk about today as we go to the agenda. The universal principles of travel and nutrition. 2. The importance of reconnaissance. Number 3. Locating healthy food options. Number 4. Familiarising yourself with the menu. Universal principles. Now, what's happening? You must be able to follow these. Take pre-made meals wherever possible. Number 2, don't leave it more than 4 hours between feedings. So quite simply, try to eat every 4 hours if you can. So if that means increasing your meals from 3 to 4, then we need to start looking at doing that. Number 3, have non-perishable protein sources on your person, so that's on you. Whether or not that's a protein bar, a grenade bar, beef jerky, tins of tuna, all that little things like that, you should be carrying with you pretty much all the time. And finally, pack your supplements. Now, it's not going to be for everybody, and there's a bigger section put on supplements later on. But if you are, then you need to make sure that you've got your supplements ready to hand and packed to take with you. So let's get you on to the various situations that you might find yourself in. It could be that you're out for the day, visiting family, friends, going to the countryside, wherever. You need to make sure that you got enough sufficient to keep you going. 2. Weekends away, romantic weekend away or whatever else, which then takes us to the next one, the week-long business trip. It could be commuting, travelling between countries, up and down the country, wherever you are. That long business trip might mean that you're away, so you need to make sure that you're sufficiently self-sufficient with that. Which then takes us on to number 4, which is the holiday. We work our backsides off to be able to get that holiday. But do you really want to go away and absolutely binge and gore? You may be going to an all-inclusive, which you've got really foods available for you. And you're probably more likely going to overindulge quite a lot. But there's only so many days that you can really go and do that before you start feeling sluggish and tired and cranky. So, you may want to look at a couple of days fasting, in between meals, etc. on track. But just always remember, if you've got them food sources ready available, the luxuries of the other bits and pieces, you can eat 20% of the time. And you're more than happy going to have a fantastic holiday from it. And then finally, you may be a full-time traveller, so you might be constantly on the move, on the go, and it's not really available to have things with you. You need to plan and prep that ahead of time. So that takes us on to reconnaissance. As John Marsden said, time spent on reconnaissance is seldom wasted. We previously mentioned when we were doing meal prep, this is so true, because if we don't spend the time on building it, then you're going to waste the time away and you're going to wish that you started from the beginning. Ask yourself the following: how long am I away for? Number 2, can I bring my own food? What are the facilities like? And finally, what food options are available? From that, you can then go on and start looking at researching the area. So if you are out and about and if you cannot bring your own food, you must, and I repeat, must research the local area before you travel. It is super important that you do this, because the last thing you want to do is get somewhere, be tired, cranky, not have a clue what you're going to eat, and you're going to pick the wrong foods. So if you do the research first, you will select the right foods, and you know exactly where to go to get nice, healthy, nutritious food. So what to look for? 1. Macro-friendly restaurants. What does this mean? Well, we're going to look into that a little bit in a second. Macro-friendly restaurant? Well, it's somewhere where it's going to be preset with MyFitnessPal, so you could look at things like Nando's, other little places, so you can pre-select the meals. It's going to be somewhere where on the website the macros, the calories and all that are going to be done. There is a law coming in slowly that all restaurants and stuff should be being able to go and do that, but for the time being it's not actually put out everywhere yet, so you need to be looking for them kind of things. And then next, if you can't, you need to look for healthy restaurants or health food shops where you can get supplies from. And then finally, supermarkets. If I'm travelling using the trains or whatever else, I'll quickly go around to the nearest supermarket. I'll buy one of them pre-made salads. Go around to one of the corners and you've got some pre-cooked chicken, turkey or whatever else. I'll go and select that, and I've got a nice nutritious meal ready to go on the go. So, researching your local area. This is like a real life example. I recently went down one day, so this is like a live one that I was actually doing. I went down, it was a conference for catering, and it was at the Doubletree Hilton Hotel in London, and I always use Google Maps to try and access foods. So once I'd done that, I started the place where I was going, as you can probably see. So I've typed into Google Maps, and then pressed the button to save it, and then it comes up with where the hotel is. So then once I've done that, I then quickly go into the search bar again, and I'll type in healthy restaurants, and it comes up, and it then highlights to where I can go. From the map, then it's highlighted 3 places. So once I've done that, maybe you want to look for other places to go and eat. So quite simply, you'll put in things like Nando's, which we know is macro friendly, to go, and it highlights different places or somewhere similar, even Wagamama's. And then finally, as I previously mentioned, supermarkets. So I've then gone on to find supermarkets close to where I am, and I've starred them, highlighted them like I have in the circles, knowing where I can get nice, nutritious, healthy food on the go for. And the final thing, realistically, is once you've found these places, click the save button, and it'll save it to you where you currently are, and then you highlighted them for a later date. Now, for bonus marks as well, if you want to and you're staying for a bit longer and you've got to get workouts completed, then you can also do this for fitness facilities as well. And quite simply, you would just type in gym or fitness in the Google Maps, and it'll highlight them there. So what happens if you're staying a little bit longer? So here are my top tips. Do you have cooking facility? So you may only have access to a microwave, so you can quite easily do some scrambled egg in a microwave, or take your meals with you to start you off with. So you might need to buy some plastic containers, so you can go food shopping and prep your food ready in advance, and you can store that in the fridge if you've got one. This question obviously then is there a fridge in the room or venue? So if you find yourself at a conference or whatever else, if you haven't got, you might go for a couple of days, if you ask the hotel or conference room if you can put your fridge, your bag into, or Tupperware tubs into their fridge in the kitchen, they'd be more than happy to go and do that, as long as you let them know in advance. And obviously, if you are then staying a little bit longer, you need to try and find some training facilities, a gym nearby if there's not one in the hotel room. Most of them will have like 3-day passes or different little bits, so you can take full advantage of that, so you can still get a nice workout, and it won't cost you anything. As mentioned before, call ahead to find out all this. It's vitally important. Please, please, please do the recon. Get the advance notice. It's like the same if you're going away. You may want to find a gym, even if you're only going to use it once or twice while you're away, because you're on holiday. You need to try and find out if you've got these facilities ready available for you to use. So when you're out and about, you need to try and become that leader. So if you are out eating out with your friends or colleagues or family, always be the leader in trying to always offer to find the restaurant for them. That way then, you're going to be more inclined, because with the methods that we've taught you so far, that you're going to be able to get to a macro-friendly restaurant, you're going to be able to get this, that and the other done. So then, you're the instigator of trying to find that, so you become the leader, and to say come with that, so it's nice and friendly for you, and it's going to be nice, healthy, and nutritious. So again, as previously mentioned, it goes on about looking for macro-friendly restaurants. So the other ones out there, even McDonald's, you can quite easily go to McDonald's, grab a salad with some chicken breast on top, with the macros broke down. Wagamama, as mentioned before, on their website, they've all got that kind of stuff, so you can utilise them. And then, if it's already been pre-decided, search for the menu before you go. Finally, let's go into the macro MFP friendly. This is what it actually really is and what it means. So MFP is MyFitnessPal. So when going out and eating, you want to be looking for foods that you can quite easily track into MyFitnessPal with ease. So things like if it's got calories listed on the menu, meals that are already saved in MyFitnessPal, or single food ingredients, it'll be quite easy to implement that going in. So if you go to like a salad bar and you use that with some protein sauce and a tablespoon of olive oil to go on top for dressing, that's quite easily to track. Whereas if you go to a restaurant where you've got a nice fillet steak with béarnaise sauce, with dauphinoise potatoes and vegetables tossed in butter, that then becomes a lot more difficult to try and track, because you don't know exactly the quantities that you've used within that sauce, what they've cooked the steak in, how much butter they've used to coat the vegetables, how much cream and stuff goes in the potato dish. You know, the single components it may look like that on a menu, but to track it on a MyFitnessPal becomes a lot more difficult, because you don't know exactly how much quantities have gone into each. So if you look for the raw single ingredients, you're going to succeed. So the things that I would try and stay away from is the complex dishes that you can't get any nutritional values from, with no calories on the menu or anything like that. If it's got something on the menu or on the websites that you can try and track and do, then utilize that. But if there's nothing that you can try and fundamentally get, try and stay well clear of that. Just try and keep the foods that you normally would eat at home whilst going forward on this program. So what does this look like in practice? Well, if you go to Wagamama's and you have a look, everything's all broken down on their website, so you can get all the information that you need from there, and you can quite easily put that in to MyFitnessPal as shown on the diagrams in the video. Recapping on what we've got to do, the action steps. So first one is always plan ahead. Don't get lazy. Always try and use that to plan ahead. Number 2, become best friend with Google Maps. This is the key to your success if you're out and about and travelling quite a lot. And finally, research restaurants, menus that are going to be MyFitnessPal ready. So I hope this helps, and if you've got any questions about anything, please fire across and ask me. That's what I'm here for, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.